Oh, record. Oh, there it is right there, the record sign.
Okay, cool. Okay, so the first thing I want to go over is how to access everything. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. Okay. So you would go to beachbodyondemand.com and log into your account, just like you would log into your Beachbody account. Go to 80-Day Obsession. Obviously, the workouts are not going to be on there until I think the first week will launch on the 14th, so tomorrow night. But you go to Program Materials. Sorry if it's being a little slow. So the first thing you would look at is the starter guide. And this is where you're going to figure out what eating plan you're going to be on and get kind of, you can print out this tracker to do your weight and your measurements. I usually just put it in a note.
I'm just kidding.
No, I never skip it. I usually just put it in a note on my phone, but because this has 3 phases and it's such an extensive challenge, I definitely recommend printing out this sheet. You can probably get like just this little measurements section and not like this whole page. There's been a link on here with instructions on how to take before and after photos. And these, everyone who's in the test group, all of their before and afters and any content that they put into the test group can be used as promotional material. So they may use them in their, their infomercials.
Should we upload that information to the 80-day thing?
Yeah, I don't know if she said, people have been uploading it to the test group, but she hasn't said specifically to upload them yet. So for now, just keep them for your records. But you'll definitely want to make sure that you do it right and like think in your mind that, this may be seen by the world. Maybe that I shouldn't say that because that sounds kind of.
It's like, I'm going to send it and it's going to be totally private, and then I'm going to see it on Facebook and it's going to be awful.
No. It's just at the end.
I'm kidding. No.
So at the end, when you're like, feeling amazing and you have this awesome before and after, like you're going to be proud of that for sure, right? So
yeah, it's an 80-day thing. That's a long time. Jeez.
Right. So just know that this can be used in their marketing materials. So you want to make sure you get it, you get a good before and after picture in a well-lit room, full body, front, back, and side. Autumn listed in there to make sure that your stomach is showing. So that, just shorts and women, sports bra and shorts is fine. You don't have to be like in your underwear, but and you don't have to share these yet, I don't think. Like I said, in the test group, she hasn't said specifically to post your before and after or your befores yet. So, yeah. So just make sure that you have a clear understanding of what it's supposed to look like.
Like, say if we forget to do the before and after, like, is she gonna say something like, "Okay, guys, come on, where is it? Where is it?"
She's not gonna call you out, but I will. So.
Oh shit.
Make sure you get your before picture.
Oh my god, dude! I've never taken a before picture in my life. I don't know about that.
You don't have to share it, but you have to. Tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning, before there's anything in your stomach, take your before pictures, take your measurements, print this paper out tonight, and jot down for that first slot today. Measure your chest, your right arm, your left arm, your waist, your hips, right thigh, left thigh, and then your total inches and your weight. Okay?
All right.
Okay.
Promise. Okay.
Or I'm gonna come to California and we're gonna fight. Okay. This is recorded, so I should probably not make threats, right? So then, after you take your before and your measurements, you're gonna calculate your meal plan. So you take your current weight and multiply 11 by 11, and that's going to be your baseline. So then you're going to move on to the next, to B, and then you take that baseline and add 600 for the calorie burn that you're going to be, utilizing in the program. And that total will be your maintenance calories. So if you're not looking to lose more than 10 pounds, or you're not looking to lose at all, that would be the number you would stick with. If you are looking to lose weight, then you would move on to C, where it says calculate your calorie target. So you would put in the deficit, and then that would be your number. So I'm going to be following the maintenance calories. And so I skip C. And then as you can see, there's a phase 2 and 3 calculation too. So for phase 1, whatever number you get, whether it's your base, the maintenance calories or the calorie target, that will calculate your plan. And then after phase 1, which is the first month, you will recalculate for phase 2, and then you're gonna have to recalculate again for phase 3. So keep that in mind. Like every 30 days, you're gonna break it into month by month by month. But once you calculate in phase 1, you stick with that plan the whole time. If you lose weight or gain weight, you stick with that same plan in the first month. And honestly, I'm not really running scales. You guys know that. The number on the scale can change, and it not necessarily is going to reflect your progress. So weigh yourself this first day, this first month, and then just forget about the scale. Like, don't focus on that. Don't focus on numbers. Just focus on how you're feeling. If your clothes are fitting differently, non-scale victories, things like that. And then you can weigh yourself again at the end of phase 1 to begin phase 2, and do that. But otherwise, I wouldn't stress that too much.
I don't even own a scale, so I have to go buy one.
That's
There's
good.
one at work. There's one at work I use. That's it.
That's good. So once you calculate your eating plan, you can see that they have plan A, plan B, plan C, all the way to plan F. I'm in plan C, and I'm doing the vegan eating plan, but everyone's gonna be different. Do not think that if you're in plan D or E or F, that means you're fat, or, I'm in plan C, so it doesn't really have a reflection of your size or, whatever. There's nothing wrong with eating. I want to make that very clear. It's probably going to be a lot of food. It's probably going to be more than what you're used to. But you're going to be training like an athlete. So you're going to be eating more. You're going to be burning more calories. Your body's going to want that fuel. You're going to feel the difference, and your metabolism is going to go up. So just be aware of that, and don't freak out if you feel like it's too much. Autumn said that a lot of people in the test group were eating on, one plan, like say plan A, and then they weren't seeing any changes, but then they moved up to plan B or plan C, and then they started losing weight. So don't think that eating less means you're going to lose more weight. That's not necessarily true. And that's not really what we want to focus on anyway, right? So once you figure out your eating plan, like this says here, and you'll definitely want to kind of read everything, take the time to sit down and go from cover to cover and make sure you read all of the fine print, because it'll probably answer some questions that you may have. It says watch the starter videos, get your workouts. Obviously, we won't have access to that until tomorrow. This kind of states everything you're going to need as far as the goes. And I'll touch base on that in a minute. But once you have your eating plan, this goes over the supplements and all that, if you want to read up a little more on those and see what benefits you're going to get. But then, after you figure out what plan you're on, you go down to nutrition. And they have all the plans here, as well as all of the vegan plans. So, and then there's the food list. So, I definitely suggest, I'm just going to go to the regular one. I definitely suggest printing these out, especially the food list. It's going to take some time to really remember. This is going to be like a bit of a learning curve for all of us. So you want to have that to reference so you're not like stressing out about if it's in the plan, or what you can have and what's not necessarily on there. There's stuff on here about refeed days, but that's going to be in phase 2 and 3, so I wouldn't even really worry about that right now. Just focus on the first month. And it also states what you can put in your Shakeology, coffee and tea, things like that. It's very, very thorough. Definitely take the time to go over this and go over it again. You'll probably be referencing it a lot over the first month, so that's why I say print it out and have it, easily accessible. So once you get your plan, you look over the food list. They have in each plan papers, like little menus you can print out to plan out your day. And so if you haven't looked into anything with the Time Nutrition, the way it works is you're ideally eating every 2 to 3 hours, and you're also getting a good balance in every meal. So like you can see here, this is an example. We have different examples for what time you're going to work out. So you have specific containers and specific meals that you're going to eat before your workout, after your workout. So you want to make sure that you're recognizing that and planning for that. So this one is just an example as if you're going to work out in the morning. I think a lot of people are going to be working out in the evening just because you have to eat before you work out, and that puts a lot of people getting up super early. And they have different examples for that too. They have one for if you're going to work out X amount of time or X amount of time. But this is just an example. This is like to help you understand how to do it. So you don't have to choose just between an 8 a.m. workout, a 6 p.m. workout, or whatever is listed in here. You can work out whatever time you need to, as long as you're able to consume the pre-workout meal 60 to 90 minutes before the workout, and then after your workout, get your snack within 30 minutes, or I think on the regular plan it's let's recover, and a fruit and a teaspoon, and then your post-workout meal. And one of the things that was really stressed with having a morning workout was, well, what if I already wake up at 5 a.m.? Like, do I have to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to eat before I work out? And Autumn says no. It's just because she wants to make sure that, your blood is going to your muscles during your workout and not working to digest your food. So if you're someone who can eat and then go work out right after, by all means do that. But a lot of people, and myself included, need some time, or they're gonna, feel like they're gonna throw up during their workout, and we don't want that, right? We want to be able to give it our all. So whatever time frame works for you, just make sure that you have eaten before. It's very, very important. If you're gonna follow the Time Nutrition, make sure that you follow this plan and eat before. So no more fasted workouts. I know a lot of people usually do that. I got pretty comfortable doing that, especially first thing in the morning. So whatever works for you. It's flexible in a lot of ways, but there are certain things she said that, if you're going to follow the program to a T, then it has to be this way. And one of those things was not moving the containers around in their allotted places. Like when I first made my plan, I had so for example, this plan that we're looking at right now, for the meal option 1 or let's say meal option 3. So I usually break up my orange container and do half and half, because I don't have that much salad dressing in one sitting usually. And so I would put half in one meal and half in another. And you can't do that. You have to keep the plan as is. Now, if you want to have say meal option 4 as your first meal after the post-workout meal, you can do that. So you can move around meals 1 through 4 however you want. But the workout block has to stay as is, and then the containers in each block have to stay as they are. So you have to keep meal option 1 as 1 green, 1 red, 1 teaspoon, et cetera, et cetera. So be aware of that. And a lot of people can't eat every 2 to 3 hours with their job or, you know, whatever circumstances. And that's okay. Recognize that you're not going to be able to follow the time nutrition portion of it, but just do it to the best of your ability. Don't freak out. Don't, you know, stress over it. If that's not going to work for you, that's not going to work for you. No, like obviously you're still going to get results. You're still doing something different and eating whole foods and, you know, exercise. You're still going to get results. So don't stress too much if that's going to be an issue for you. I strongly, firmly recommend prepping the majority of your meals, at least for the first week, because you're going to be eating every 2 to 3 hours. So most of us don't eat that often on a regular basis. It's going to be a lot more than you're used to. And instead of getting overwhelmed or stressing because something happens and then you thought you were going to be able to cook a meal and it's not ready and then you can't eat and then it's been 5 hours since you ate and, you know, all that. I don't want it to be stressful. So if you plan ahead and you have that game plan in place, there's no doubt, there's no question, and you can just trust the process. And then after your first couple weeks, you can kind of tweak. And this is definitely going to be, you know, a learning process. So it's okay if it doesn't totally work the first time, like if you have to change something or if you have to figure out how to make something work. Like that's what this is for. This is a test group. So we're still going to be learning and figuring it out as we go in a lot of ways. But the better you plan, the better you'll be able to prepare for that. And once you figure out in a couple weeks like what's going to work for you, you can find that system. So I printed out, this is the vegan plan. I thought I went to the regular one. So I printed out this plan, and not the specific plan, but the menu planner. And what I did, I don't know if you guys can see me right now. Can you see me right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I printed out this plan that showed on my screen share, and I filled it out completely. So I already have my entire week mapped out, every meal that I'm going to have next week. To keep it simple, it's going to be the same system. So I'm going to have the same thing for breakfast, the same thing for my pre-workout meal, et cetera, every day. I appreciate variety and stuff, but I recognize that this needs to have a system, and I would rather not have so much of a headache as to try to have, you know, something different for breakfast every day and make it super complicated. Not while I'm still figuring it out. Once I get more familiar with it, you know, I'm sure that I'll have some leeway in that. And so for this first week, I'm going to have the same thing for breakfast every day, same thing for dinner. So make sure that if you don't have this printed out yet, after this call, print it out and do that for yourself. Figure out what you're going to have for every meal, and then take that and pull a grocery list from it. So this is going to be for 7 days of the week. So for each container, each little slot, you're going to have 7, right, for every meal. So just take 7 servings of each thing. So like, for example, my pre-workout meal is going to be broccoli, tuna, because I'm a flexitarian and I'm not going to be I'm going to eat some seafood here and there. So broccoli, tuna, sweet potatoes, olive oil. That's my pre-workout meal. So I would want 7 servings of broccoli, 7 servings of tuna, et cetera, et cetera. Hope that makes sense. So that I don't have enough for the entire week. So I'm going to do this after this, so today. So I'll have everything I need to prep, and my whole week will be taken care of. So I work from home, so I don't have to worry too much about eating every 2 to 3 hours, but I also don't want to be getting up to cook every 2 to 3 hours. So I want to have this mapped out and ready to go for me, so I can just grab it, eat it, and go from there. So once you get your grocery list prepared, take it, go grocery shopping. We're going to get probably like lunch bags or something and more Tupperware. So do whatever you need to prepare. Like, recognize, again, that this is going to be a learning experience, so it's not the end of the world if it doesn't quite go as planned right away. Be patient with yourself and don't sweat the small stuff. So another thing that I did, and I'm going to share that. I got this idea from another coach on the team. She set alarms in her phone to remind her to eat every 2 to 3 hours and like what she's eating. So let's see. So I did that. I kind of set up a rough draft.
Whoa, how do you do that? It's really crazy. What the heck?
So I set up a rough draft for myself, and I mean, this is what my containers are going to be, but I may switch up, the spacing of the times and stuff like that. So like 8 a.m., my first meal is 1 red, 1 green, 1 teaspoon. And as you can see, I use the emojis, so it's listed there. It's very easy to do. You just add a new alarm, and then you go for whatever time you're going.
Oh, and the heart colors are the container colors.
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
Say your first meal is at 8, and if you're going to follow the same, this is probably the easiest, is just to plan to have your workout at the same time every day. If that doesn't work, that doesn't work, and you may have to get more detailed. So I'm going to do something different on the weekends than I do. I'm going to work out in the morning on the weekends and then the evening during the week. So I have mine set for Tuesday through Friday to work out in the evenings, and then I'm going to set up Sunday, Monday, and Saturday to be different. And so, but just say you're going to work out same time every day. So you would put it to repeat every day. And then you would label it, and that's how I put my meals. So meal 1, and you put, I already have I use emojis a lot. So they're already on.
Well, it's kind of funny.
So then you would put, whatever your first meal is, you would put that in there just like that. Where's the spoon? Okay, just like that. So you put that as the label, and then I don't have any sound for mine. It just vibrates, but whatever works for you. And so then you save that, and so there it is. But I think that's going to be like the most helpful. Another thing that you just don't have to stress about worrying about making sure you're eating every 2 to 3 hours. And it's all planned out for you, right? So these alarms are going to go off throughout the day, from the very first meal all the way to the very last meal. So yeah. Okay.
Cool.
So definitely do that after you get your meals planned out. Maybe either before or after your grocery shopping. I guess it doesn't really matter. So equipment. A lot of people have. Okay, we got 10 minutes, you guys. Okay, a lot of people have not received their equipment yet. I am one of those people. They have a lot more.
Dang, your boss lady's equipment hasn't showed up yet? Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
They just had a lot more, I guess, volume than what they expected. So they're a little behind. If you don't have your equipment in, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. You can modify as necessary. I get a little obsessed without the equipment, and I use like a blanket on hardwood floor when they use sliders. People are still using paper plates on carpet instead of, since they don't have their sliders yet. Bands, if you're like really concerned about it, you can get these things. I think they sell them at like Walmart. Or like, a sports store like Academy or Dick's. You can get the bands, and I think the sliders too. But chances are we're all going to get our equipment within the first week. So if you don't want to spend any extra money right now, and don't worry about it. Like, just do the best you can. I promise the workout is still going to be challenging. So don't stress it too much, and just be patient. Another thing that Autumn really wants us to focus on during this challenge is self-care, because it is going to be quite a challenge, and we are going to be pushing ourselves. Like they talk a lot about how we're going to be training like an athlete. So you want to treat yourself just like as if you were training for an athlete, training like an athlete. So making sure that you're getting enough sleep every night, you know, your minimum 8 hours. And
8 hours? Oh my God. There's
yes,
no way I'm going to get 8 hours. Oh my God.
do the best you can. Yeah, getting your 8 hours in, making sure that you're stretching. Sunday is technically rest day, and there's 2 different videos on there in the plan. Rest, I think it's stretch and release and roll and release for self-care. So you'll want to be doing those. Even or like a yin yoga, you know, something relaxing and nothing pushing your body, but stretching your muscles. Foam rolling, Epsom salt baths, plenty of water. Like make sure that you are taking care of your body. And from what I understand, we're gonna really appreciate that, especially in the first week when we are doing some. And you know, that's another thing. Every workout is different every single day. So our body is gonna be sore a lot because we're never gonna be doing the same thing. We're going to be pushing ourselves to our limits. We're going to want to make sure that we are recovering. And of course, if you're going to be drinking the performance line, the recovery, and or the recharge, that's going to be very helpful as well. And the last thing I wanted to touch base on was just keeping a good mindset throughout this. It's 3 months. It's a long time. It's a big deal. So there are going to be times where you're over it and you don't want to do it anymore, and you want to just skip a workout or, you know, eat cake or ice cream. I know I'm going to feel that way, but I also want to think back to this time and how excited I am and how ready I am to just kick butt in this program and focus on that whenever I'm feeling frustrated or tired or, you know, whatever, when I'm not in it, when my head's not in it. That's what's going to take me back to this feeling. It's just thinking about the end of the 3 months and how amazing that's going to be. And honestly, like, don't even think about it as a 3-month program. Think about it 1 month at a time, because really that's how we're doing it anyway, right? We have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So just think about your first month. Just think of it as a 30-day program and just giving it your best, giving it your all for 30 days. And then you're going to take a progress photo after those 30 days, and then that should be your motivation and your give you momentum to keep going on to the next month. Like I said, be patient with yourself. Know that life is not perfect. Things happen. Don't stress if it doesn't come to be exactly as you expected or totally perfect. Do the best you can and know that regardless.
Sit over here on the other side. Okay, I'm gonna make you food right now. It's almost done, okay? Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry.
Okay, so just do the best you can and be patient and know that if you're doing something different, you're going to get results. I think that was pretty much everything I wanted to cover. We have just about like a little less than 5 minutes. So if anybody has any questions or if there's anything specific that you wanted to address, say so now.
I don't know.
No?
I'm just gonna treat it like I've been on a program since May 1st, pretty much. You know, if I skip a day of doing something, then obviously I'm gonna feel it or no. But that's how kind of like my mindset has been, anyways. You know, like, try to eat better every day, no matter what. And so it's not like, I don't really see it as an 80-day like thing. You know what I'm saying? I just see it as something that we're doing.
Right,
so.
Right, exactly. And that was kind of, because I was definitely intimidated at first too. And I thought like 3 months, like I can't stick to a program for 3 months. But then I was like, well, first of all, this is my job. So kind of what I do anyways. And I do a new program every 3 weeks to every month anyway. So like, how is that any different? Like I'm always, you know, I try to work out, you know, regularly, and I eat well most of the time, like found that good balance for myself. So it's just going to be, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just discipline. Like we're all adults here. Like we just have to make a decision. Like how bad do you want it? Are you are you going to make excuses for yourself, or are you going to make shit happen? Like,
yeah, just do it.
At the end of the day, like, there's a difference between truly being unable and not really wanting to, so saying, oh, I can't because of X, Y, Z, and I can't, like, be real with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Is this something that you can make work? Or, I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, if it's just not doable, it's just not doable. But 9 times out of 10, like, there's a way we can make it happen. It's just whether or not we really want to. So.
For sure. Definitely.
Okay, well, I appreciate you guys coming on and listening to me talk.
You have another meeting or something coming up, or?
I have a leaders call, but I'm going to go ahead and stop recording now.